Hello, this is DeAnna L'am from Red Tents in Every Neighborhood. I'm sitting here in California and I'm connecting with women around the world. And our circle has a very exciting announcement to disseminate and tell the women of the world who are all sitting in red tents or aspiring to sit in red tents or want to train to become red tent activators. So I'm feeling today like I did when my daughter first got her moon time, excited and a little bit nervous, and knowing that I'm sending my daughter out to the brink of a new world. And in the same way that I did that with my daughter, who is still a teenager at this point, but that transition was such a special time and such an exciting moment in time. In this moment, I am announcing that my baby, the red tent activation that I've developed over years of working with women, and that was really birthed from the deep belief that we as women need to have the coming of age ceremony we never had when we came into womanhood at the time of our first moon blood, and have developed that ceremony to give women of the world, and believing deeply that once all women of the world have received that welcoming, regardless of the age we are at, and be able to offer it to the girls growing up today, the world would be a different place. And from that place, I've developed the red tent activation, and for quite a few years now, I was the only one traveling around the world to offer it. I see my circle joining. Hi, Louise in UK, and hi, DeAnna Herrera in Austin, Texas. It's so nice to see you in the house. So we are here to tell you that we've been hard at work. So after years of me traveling around the world to teach and offer red tent activation and to certify activators around the world, I have handpicked 7 women who worked with me for quite a while, who've become familiar with red tent activation, both as participants, as organizers, as activators, women who are experienced in many other ways of offering empowerment and inspiration to other women. I have handpicked those 7 women to offer them a training that now has grown them into a certified red tent activation trainers. So we're here to launch this new birth and to let you know that Red Tents in Every Neighborhood has just expanded its global reach in a huge way. So I want to introduce those women to you and tell you a little bit about them. Some of them are here in live and might comment. And here we go. So Nike Spalletti Pinote and Ida Cecellani are the women who first took my Italian workshops. They are from Italy. When I first traveled to Italy, they both took a workshop with me. And then the following year, they started hosting me and organizing workshops for me to come and teach red activations in Italy. Hi, Karenina in Chile is one of our circle, and hi, Ana Gabriela in Mexico. This is really exciting. So I'm introducing you all, and I'm really excited that you are here. So Nike and Ida in Italy have organized my workshop since they took my workshop since 2013, and then the year after they started organizing it. Nike also translated Becoming Peers, Mentoring Girls into Womanhood into Italian, and she and Ida are offering Becoming Peers in Italian and a Diva's Guide to Getting Your Period in Italian to sisters around Italy. Ana Gabriela Robles, she's our next sister in the circle that we're going around introducing, and she is a very dynamic woman who has been teaching menstrual wisdom and sustainability for quite a few years. She has been an organizer of my workshops in Latin America. She organized in Mexico City 3 red tent activations and offered quite a few of them herself. So this is Ana Gabriela Robles in Mexico City. Ksenia Malia Leban in Slovenia, who trained with me. She's a certified red tent activator. She's now a trainer. She also trained with me and is a certified facilitator of the inner maiden healing. And I forgot to mention that also Ida and Nike in Italy are certified inner maiden healing facilitators. So these women that I'm introducing to you have been working with me for quite a while and training with me for quite a while. And I'm so excited about how we are going to expand women's consciousness around the world. So next in our circle is Karenina Villagran Pons. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it correctly. Karenina is our dear team and host member in Chile. She first came to my workshop as a participant, and the next year in Chile she became the head of the team of the organizing team that brought the red tent activation into Chile. And Louise de Cox in London, she has taken my red tent activation and she started running with it like a superwoman and offered quite a few of them. So these are the handpicked 7 women that I am introducing to you and letting you know that now I'm not the only one who will be certifying activators, but that each of these women that are trained with me to become red tent activation trainers will offer in their own countries red tent activations to you so that you can be certified as activators by them as much as you can by me. And I can't travel and be in the whole world at the same time. I'm working on it, working on multiplying myself, but I'm not there yet. However, now that we have 7 more women, there is going to be so much more outreach and consciousness raising and red tents that these beautiful sisters are going to offer. So they're going to offer it in their countries, and they might travel and offer it in other places if you want to invite them to host a red tent activation in your neighborhood so that you can become an activator. So we have Ida and Nike in Italy, and we have Ana Gabriela in Mexico, and we have DeAnna Herrera, who I did not yet introduce. DeAnna Herrera traveled, she's from Colombia, and she now lives in Austin, Texas, and she traveled from Austin to Mexico City to take the activation with me first time. Then she hosted me in New York City. She has offered the Latina community in New York City, which was such a joy to come to a multicultural group. There were some Caucasian women, but mostly Latina women in New York that took the activation. And DeAnna is organizing right now another one that I will be teaching in New York City next month in September. So DeAnna is the last of our 7. So DeAnna is going to offer activations in Austin, Texas, and maybe in Colombia, her hometown. This is where she's from. And Ksenia Malia Leban, who is from Slovenia, is actually planning to offer a red tent activation in Russia. And Karenina is going to offer in Chile and maybe other places in Latin America, as would Ana Gabriela Robles, who will probably travel from Mexico City to other places in Latin America. And then Louise in London, who might well be traveling to other places in Europe to offer the red tent activation. So we are creating magic together. So what is the red tent activation, and what are these sisters going to offer you? The red tent activation is a 3-day workshop. The first day is a self-care day. I truly and deeply believe that we can't offer other women any empowerment, any red tents, any menstrual consciousness without first and foremost taking care of ourselves. And the red tent first day, the day of self-care, is a crucial component of this workshop because it will teach you And our sisters around the world who will offer these to you will teach you how to deeply embed self-care practices in your life. And that starts with giving yourself permission, because most of us, many, many women around the world, don't give ourselves permission to take time off, to withdraw from the world, to contract into our own inner womb space, and to renew and replenish ourselves in the company of our own depth, not always being out in the world. So the first day of the Red Tent activation is a day of self-care. And some of these sisters are going to offer the day of self-care first by itself, and then the rest of the 3 days. And some will offer the 3 days in one sequence. So the second day is the heart of the Red Tent activation, and that is a ceremonial day. It's a day of initiation. The activation, the Red Tent activation, is the ceremony that you have never received when you got your first blood. And regardless of how old or young you are, regardless of whether you still bleed or whether you stopped bleeding years ago or whether you are in transition into menopause, that inner girl inside of you is still yearning and waiting to be welcomed, to be honored, to be witnessed, to be welcomed into the womanhood that she entered on the day of her first blood but was never acknowledged. So the second day of the workshop that our sisters are going to offer is a day of ceremony and initiation into womanhood that you might have never received when you came of age. And then the third day that our trainers will offer is a day of certification. So on the third day, they will teach you, each in her own country and each in her own workshop, will be teaching you how to offer day 2, the activation, the ceremony, the initiation into womanhood, how to offer that to other women. And those wonderful 7 sisters of our Red Tent in Every Neighborhood, those certified activators, are going to then certify you. Up until now, I was the only one certifying activators, and they will have the power to certify you as activators. So after you take a 3-day workshop with each one of our sisters, with Nike or Ida in Italy, with Ana Gabriela in Mexico, with DeAnna in Austin, Texas, or in Colombia, with Xenia Amalia in Russia or in Slovenia or anywhere else in Europe, with Karenina in Chile or anywhere in South America, with Louise in London or anywhere in the UK, maybe not London, maybe Cambridge, or anywhere in UK or in Europe. I was going to say Latin America. Where am I? Around the world. So Louise, anywhere in Europe. So each of these sisters who are trainers can and will certify you. So after you took a 3-day Red Tent activation and certification workshop with each one of those trained sisters, you will receive a certificate. You will become a member of Red Tent in Every Neighborhood. You will become a certified activator. You will receive a certificate that will allow you to offer the 1-day initiation ceremony into womanhood that you yourself received on day 2 of this 3-day workshop that you have taken with one of these sisters. And you'll receive a manual that will show you how and will teach you the curriculum of this 1-day ceremony that you will then be able and certified to offer. And those sisters, our trainers, will also be available, as would I be, for advice, for support along the way. So in each of these countries, the women that certified you might offer you ongoing support as you try to implement and offer the Red Tent activation 1-day ceremony that you've been certified to teach to other women in your country. So I see so many of you. Hi, Pame Lua in Chile. That's wonderful to see you. She's in the house. And Zipporah, I see so many of you that I know and so many of you that I only know from Facebook. So I'm going to ask one of our sisters of the trainers to post in one of the comments a link to our Trainers Global Network. So I have a page now on my site with the biography and the contact information for each of these 7 trainers, brand new trainers that I'm so proud and delighted to announce today. So one of you sisters, DeAnna or Anna or Karenina or Louise or Ida or Nike, any of you, Ksenia Malia, if you would post here in one of the comments a link to the global network, to the trainers page, so that anyone that's watching or would come to it later. Hi Ida, just joined us from Italy. So that anyone that watches later would have a link to the trainers page where you can read their biography and where you can find a link to each of their sites and the way to contact them. And another one of you, dear sisters of the trainers, how about one of you posts a link to the calendar? Because now on our Red Tent calendar, there are workshops that our sisters are already offering. Let's see. I see here. We have Mexico City. Ana Gabriela is already offering one really soon in October. Cambridge, UK. Louise is offering an activation day October 8th, and then self-care day November 12th, and then December 9th to 10th, an activation and certification. DeAnna Herrera is going to offer the whole 3 days in November in Austin, Texas. In Italy, we have Ida in November offering self-care day, as well as the whole certification 3 day in December. And Nike is offering self-care day in November, and then in December, the activation and the certification. Karenina in Chile, in Santiago, will offer in December the whole 3 days. And then we have DeAnna in Texas already in April. She already has a date in April. So what I wanted to ask you is to contact these women. I was looking at the calendar there and I lost oh, here I am at the screen where I can see you all. So those women are ready, trained, excited, and motivated, and inspiring and eager to offer this to you. The women that are offering the November self-care day or a full workshop are doing that in conjunction with International Red Tent Day that is celebrated internationally on November 8th every year. This international global celebration was birthed in a Red Tent activation in Mexico City with Ana Gabriela Robles. And DeAnna, I think DeAnna, you were in that workshop as well. I think it was 2015. And we birthed the vision of the Red Tent International Day, out of which also came the Mexico Festival. So every year, the weekend closest to November 8th, the sisters in Mexico, headed by Ana Gabriela, are offering a festival to all the Red Tents and all women in Mexico. And we celebrate International Red Tent Day globally on November 8th every year. And this year, the trained sisters that are trained to offer you a Red Tent activation certification will offer either a full workshop or the self-care day on the weekend closest to November 8th. So these are so many goodies and there is so much yumminess. I see DeAnna Herrera. Yes, DeAnna posted the global network page. So if you wanted to click on that link, you will be taken to the page where the global network trainers are all listed, and you will have a read into each of these women's beautiful biography and read their offerings and what they're bringing. Hi, Ksenia Malia. Hello in Slovenia. Wonderful to see you. And if some of you already posted or maybe want to post the Here it is, DeAnna, you are the queen of the postage. So Red Tent calendar was just posted by DeAnna, so you can click on the calendar and see all the workshops that are happening starting next week. Next month in September. DeAnna Herrera is hosting me in New York City. I would be delighted to return to New York City and to offer a Red Tent activation. Then starting October, Ana Gabriela in Mexico City, and then there are workshops in Europe and in South America, all the way from here to next year, 2018. So I am really excited about this. I said at the beginning that it feels like the day when my daughter first got her period. It feels like this baby that I have birthed and nurtured and nursed and grown is now spreading her wings. And how beautiful, multicolored, multifaceted wings that each of these women is spreading in order to take this work, this sacred work, into the women of the world, each in her country and in the countries neighboring to her. I really do believe that when all women are honored for who we are as cyclical beings, the world would be a different place. The world would change. And with the vision of having a red tent in every neighborhood, when every neighborhood would have a red tent, we will have a dramatically different world than what we have now. And our sisters that are now trained to offer the red tent activation and to certify you as activators are taking this vision leaps ahead, because from only having me as a one person traveling to certify activators, now we have 7 women around the world. It's so exciting that we are all of different cultures. There are not 2 from the same culture. I myself am from Israel. I live in California. And then we have women from Europe, from Latin America, from such diverse countries like Slovenia and Chile and Mexico and Italy and the UK, and who am I forgetting? Colombia, and down in the United States as well, and in Southwest. So I'm seeing all of your hearts, and it makes my heart sing. Are you all sending those hearts, and they appear here on the screen like waves? That's beautiful. I know that each or most of our sisters are going to follow this live broadcast, this live transmission I'm offering now, are going to follow this with their own. So stay tuned to the women in this circle. I think in the next 10-15 minutes, you will see live broadcasts from each or most of our trainers and hear their message, hear their enthusiasm, and go take an activation from them and be certified as an activator, because together we are changing the world. Aho. So here is for a red tent in every neighborhood, and here is for a place for every girl and every woman around the world to sit and be honored, to sit and be welcomed, to sit and be replenished as a woman from her heart and from her womb. And from my heart and from my womb, I'm bidding you farewell for now. Until next time, be well. Blessings to you all. Red blessings. Bye.